Okay, I will start by sharing my screen as always. Is everything clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, a moment. So, we're gonna begin with an overview on Microsoft Office. What do you know about it? So, what do you know about Microsoft Office? Okay, so since nobody answered, Microsoft Office is a suite of products. It's a collection of products that are used in office type work. What do we mean by office type work? Either creating or editing documents, spreadsheets, presentations, and whatnot. Okay, so what Microsoft did is that it created specific programs for each task of the those we mentioned, and collectively they are known as Microsoft Office. These programs, and they are not installed separately. Okay, so they are installed uh, with a single installer, okay, that installs everything: Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Access, and whatnot. Okay, so we're gonna begin with Microsoft Word. What can you tell me about this program? What do you know about it, or do you have any experience with it?
قولي اني تعود دير ميتينغ بالجوجل ميت خير. جوجل ميت عشان ميسنجر راهو يقص، ماهوش كيما ماهوش تاع دير محادثه لوقت طويل. جوجل ميت خير.
Okay, so apparently you couldn't hear me before, so let me say what I was saying before.
سر
What do you know about Microsoft Office, the program itself?
سر
Yes,
سر
yes.
we know about Microsoft Office that the programs are used for different aims. For example, it's a set of programs like using Word for texts or writing texts, or for example, using PowerPoint to do presentations, short presentations. Excel is used in order to do calculations. to do tables, to do what's called ihsa also.
Yes, exactly. And PowerPoint is used for presentations, for example.
Short one.
Yes. Now, the Microsoft Office suite is, as in the name suggests, it is a suite of products that are geared for different tasks. Like your classmate said, Word is geared towards document handling, like creating documents, editing documents, and whatnot. Excel is geared more towards calculations, spreadsheets, tables, and everything related to that. About PowerPoint, it is geared towards presentation, simplifying ideas and streamlining them to and trying to capture the attention of the listener. Okay, of the listener or the viewer or the student, whoever the presentation is geared towards. PowerPoint makes it easier to grab their attention and let them follow along nicely. Okay, so we're gonna
Okay.
like I said before, these programs are installed with a single installer named Microsoft Office. If you execute Microsoft Office, it will install the entire Microsoft Office suite: Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote, for example, Access. Okay, so in this session, we're gonna start with an introduction on Microsoft Word. Okay, so first we have to open the document, open the program. So the way we open the program, there are two ways. We have two ways of opening the program. First way is locate the shortcut of Microsoft Word, like I'm doing here, and double click. And Microsoft Office or Microsoft Word, sorry, is open. Okay. The second way is to search for it in the Windows Explorer menu, like so. We type in Word. Notice we don't even have to finish the word, the word we're typing, because we only have to type in the first letter, and the suggestions appear. Notice that Word is the first suggestion that appears. We click on it once to open. Okay, so here in the welcome screen we have different options. We can create a blank document, and we can choose from different templates available to us. We can open recently opened documents, or we can even pin documents. I don't have any documents pinned here, so let's click on a blank document. Okay, now what you notice here is I have a blank page. Okay, and the cursor is on the top left corner. We can start typing. Okay, so notice it automatically corrects me and capitalizes the first letter of the phrase. Okay, so let's start with this simple text. Before I continue, is the text visible? Can you see what I'm doing on my screen?
Not really, sir.
So the screen sharing is working well. Just a moment. How about now?
It's not really vivid, sir.
It's not vivid, but is it visible?
Yeah, somehow.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, so let's continue. We have simple text
Okay, sir.
written here. What we can do to this text, for example, let's select it first. So any changes we want to do we want to apply to a strip of text, we have to select the text that we want to apply the changes to first. Okay, so here when I selected the text, notice I have some shortcuts available to me. Okay, first we can change the font, the size, for example, the color of the text. We can make the text bold, italicize it, or underline it. For example, let's go with a different font, Times New Roman. Now notice how the how the text is written has changed. Now we can also increase or decrease the text size, like so. We can even underline the text, make it italic and bold. Okay, we can undo these changes also. Okay, so for example, we can use these icons to change the size of the text, like so. Make it bigger, smaller. Okay, so we can even use the text as a bullet point, as a regular bullet point, or as a enumeration, like so. Okay, so moving on, we can also change the position of the text. Here we are writing from the upper left corner. Okay, we can change the position of the text like so by clicking on these text positions. For example, let's go back. We can even change the text direction, right to left, left to right. Okay, so we can even cut the text and paste it elsewhere. Let's paste the text like so. Let's change the font. First we have to select the text and then change the font and the size. For example, what do you think would happen if we, for example, changed these settings without selecting the text? What do you think will happen?
Nothing will happen, sir. Nothing.
So, nothing would happen to the text that we didn't select. Okay? But
Yeah,
what will happen is that the text itself, the next text we write, anything we write after that, for example, let's change the font. Let's use this font and let's decrease the size a bit. Now, Anything we write from this point on will be in the new font and the new size, okay? So, for example, I hope the difference is visible to you. Do you see the difference?
Yes, it is, sir. We see it.
So, why didn't the first text follow the changes made to the second text? Because we didn't select the first text and we made the changes after we have written the first text, okay? So the changes only apply to the text selected or the text you write after you made the changes. Do you have any questions?
It's clear,
Sir,
sir.
can you explain that?
What part exactly?
How it was applied for the next one?
Okay, so let's go back. Use Control Z to go back. So now I have undone all the changes. If, for example, I write some text, it would be the same. Notice the text is the same, okay?
Yeah. Yes.
Because I haven't made any changes. But, for example, if, let's remove this text and let's choose another font, for example.
So when you choose it, it will change.
When you change any settings, the changes are only applied to the text you write after you make the changes. The text you wrote before,
Not the one before.
yes, the one before will not follow the changes you made. It will follow the changes you made only if you select it. For example, let's select this text and apply the changes. For example, Arial Black. Notice the text changes, okay? And the changes remain for the text I'm about to write, okay? But for example, if I make some changes now, notice the changes only apply to the text
Okay.
I write now, not the text I wrote
Okay.
before, okay?
Understood.
If I want to apply the changes,
Okay.
I have to select the text and then choose a font for it, okay? Like so. I hope it's clear now.
Yes, it is clear, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so before we can move on to something else, all these options we've seen just now are available in the Home tab, okay? We have different tabs in Microsoft Word. We have the File tab, and then we have the Home tab, the Insert tab, the Design tab, the Layout, References, Mailings, Review, View, and Help, okay? So everything we've seen up to this point is available in the Home tab. For example, let's write some text, okay? We can even use word art on the text. Word art is a specific style we can choose. For example, notice how the writing has changed dramatically, okay, because we used word art. Now we can even color the text, choose a color from the ones available here, for example.
So, sir, the word color is used in order to change the color of the text.
Yes. Now,
Okay.
for example, if you hover over any option, it gives you a hint of what that option does. For example, here we have font color, meaning it changes the fill of the letter. We have text highlight color. For example, this text is highlighted yellow, but the text color itself is blue. Okay?
So it's highlights only.
Yes, this is for the highlights. Okay? And this is for the font color itself, for the color of the text. For example, you have seen highlighters before.
Yes.
For example, this font color represents the color of the pen you use to write the text. But the text highlight color represents the color of the highlighter you use to highlight the text you wrote. Okay? Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, sir,
Yes,
it's
sir.
clear.
Okay. So, as I said before, we can hover over options to see what they do. Okay? So, here we have bold. And the shortcut for this option is Control plus B. For example, if I use my keyboard and highlight the text and then press Control plus B, notice that the text became bold. Okay? We can undo that just by using the shortcut again or by clicking the B icon. Okay? To make the text italic, we need to click on the I icon, on the little I icon, or use the shortcut, which is Control plus I. Okay? Same for underlining the text. For example, we have Control plus U, or we can simply highlight the text and then, or select the text and then click on the underline icon. Okay, so each of these options are found in the Home tab. Let's try something else. For example, let's use simple font. Let's delete this and use some regular text. Let's click on an enumerated list. Notice when I clicked on the enumerated list or the numbered list, it automatically went to number 1. Okay, so let's write something. For example, let's go. For example, when we do a line break, it moves to the second element of the list automatically. Okay, so for example, third element. Okay, we can select the list and use a regular list or a numbered list. We can choose different styles for this also. When we click on the little arrow here, gives us different options. For example, let's use A, B, and C. Same for the regular list. We can choose different markers to Mark the list elements. Okay? Is everything clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so everything we've seen thus far is on the home tab. Okay, but let's go for a moment to the file tab, for example. What we find in this tab are different options. For example, we can go to create a new document. For example, we have blank document, or we can use one of the suggested templates available in Microsoft Word. Okay, we can even select different types of online templates. Okay, for example, we have here, like we have here, or we can create a blank document. We can even open existing documents. For example, we're gonna see this shortly. Now, moving on to this save button. This save button lets you save the document you just created. Let's try to save our document. Let's save this document to this PC. Let's save it to the desktop. Let's call it list, for example. Notice here you can save this document as any type you want. Okay, for example, we have Word document, the default option. Okay, but notice here we have different extensions or different types of documents. We can even save our document as a PDF. We're gonna try this shortly. For example, we just saved the document. Now, when we save the document, if we exit out of the document, like so, notice in my desktop I have a new document called list. Okay, when we open the document by double clicking on it, notice it's the same document we were writing earlier. Okay, I can, for example, continue writing it, for example, and we can even save the document. Here we have a shortcut to save the document by clicking on this memory card here. Okay, so we save the document. Let's try to save the document in a different format. Let's save the document as a PDF and see what happens. Let's save it to the desktop and let's select the .pdf extension so we can save this document as a PDF. Now the document just opened as a PDF. Okay, if we exit out of this document, notice we have another document called list.pdf, meaning that this is the exact same document but saved as a PDF file. Okay, is everything clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's go over the shortcuts. For example, these shortcuts save you time. For example, if you want to apply any changes or use any of the options available in Microsoft Word. For example, Control N. Control N refers to new document. Okay, so instead of going to the home tab and then clicking on new and then selecting blank document, we can use the Control and shortcut to create a new document, just like so. Notice this is the document we were working on earlier, and this is the new document created using the shortcut. Okay? Now, Control plus N on the keyboard. Control, and then while you're pressing on Control, press N. Okay? It refers to a new document. Okay? Control plus S, for example. Control S refers to save document. Okay? So instead of clicking on this icon here or using the save button in the home tab, save, and then we can simply, for example, let's see if this works. For example, let's use a different. For example, let's use this and Control plus S. Let's see if the changes are applied. Let's reopen the document and see if the changes we made just now are still. Okay, so the document Control plus S refers to save the document. Okay. Let's see another shortcut. Let's see just before we go on to the shortcut. We can undo the changes. For example, let's say, for example, I used a style that I didn't like, for example, by mistake. For example, let's say I used word art like so. Okay, notice the changes made to the text. Now, if I want to go back to a previous state, I don't have to go back to the word art and deselect the changes. Okay, simply click on this little arrow up here. It goes back. Okay, we have also the option of moving forward. For example, redo the changes we have just did. Okay, for example, if we wanna go back, we simply click on Control plus Z. Control Z or Control Z means undo the changes we just made. Okay, if you click on it enough times, you can undo the changes one by one. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. So, in the File tab, we can also print our document. Okay? Print the document. We can select any printer we have installed. For example, if we select this Microsoft Print to PDF, it simply saves this document as in the form of a PDF. Okay, but if we, for example, had a printer connected to this PC, we can select that printer and print the document regularly. Okay, so in the Home tab, we can, for example, let's go to the Home tab and then click on Open, and let's select List. It opens up the document we just selected. Okay, new document, save as we've seen earlier. We can save as, we can rename our document. If we click on Save As, the difference between save and save as, save just saves the document, the changes made to the document in the same name of the document. It doesn't change the name of the document, okay? But save as, if you use save as, you can change the name and the type of the document, okay? Do you understand the difference between the two options? Is it clear? Or should I explain again?
No, sir. Repeat, sir. Yeah,
So,
again, sir.
for example,
Sir,
let's say,
you said that we use control. Sir, you said that we use control plus S to save.
yes. For example, let's, for example, use another document. Let's create another document, Control plus N, and let's write anything. For example, let's make the text bigger so you can see clearly. Let's make it bold. This is a test, okay? Now, this document isn't yet saved. For example, let's try to exit of this document. Microsoft Word issues a warning. Want to save the changes to your document? If you click Don't Save, a recent copy of this file will be temporarily available, but it won't be permanently available, okay? So we have to save this document if we want to open it again. Okay, let's name it. Let's name it test, for example. And click on save. Before we click on save, notice that the document is saved to the desktop, okay? We can change the placement of the document. For example, if I don't want to save it to the desktop, I can save it to my documents folder. Okay, so we've saved.
Sir, I can't see the screen.
Huh?
Sir,
Yes.
sir,
Yes.
I can't see the screen. It's black.
Okay, so
Yeah, we all can.
okay. So I'm gonna share the screen again. Hopefully this time it works out.
Okay, sir.
How about this time? Is it visible?
Yeah, we can see it, sir.
No,
Okay.
sir, it's not.
So what I did is that I created a new document. And then I saved it to my documents folder. Okay. The only thing written in that document is a phrase. This is a test. Sorry. Okay. So if we, for example, move to the documents folder, we have test.docs. This is a test. Okay? Now, for example, if I wanted to save this document under a different name, if I use Control S, it only saves the changes I make to this document. For example, like this. It saves it under the same name. Okay? But if I want to change, for example, the type of the document, for example, let's say I want to save it as a PDF. I can't use Control plus S to save it as a PDF because Control plus S only saves the changes under the same name and under the same type. I have to go to the File tab and click on Save As. And then choose another placement. For example, let's say I want to save a copy of this document as a PDF in the desktop. Okay, let's go to the desktop and then we have test.pdf and let's click on save. Notice we have a PDF file under the name test.pdf saved to the desktop. For example, let's exit out of this here and notice here we have test.pdf. Okay? Do you understand now the difference between save and save as?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Okay. So now we've seen, okay, let's cancel. For example, now let's move on to the insert tab. We'll only do some options in the insert tab. Okay, the insert tab, what do you think it's for? What do you think the purpose of this tab is?
To insert pictures or
Insert what exactly?
any
Tables or
article.
changes.
Yes, for example, we can insert, just a moment. For example, we can insert tables. We can select how many rows and columns these tables have. For example, we can move them. We can even enlarge the cells, and we have multiple options, okay? But tables are much more versatile in Microsoft Excel than in Microsoft Word, okay? We only have a basic form of tables in Microsoft Word. We can create tables in Microsoft Excel and then import them in Microsoft Word as is, okay? So the better option, if you need tables in Microsoft Word, if your tables don't contain how shall I say this, complex forms of data or calculations, you should use the regular Microsoft Word tables. If not, you can always use Excel to create the tables and then import the tables in your Word document. Okay? So another thing we haven't seen, for example, let's go back and deselect this. We can create a title for our document. For example, let's go with a larger font size. Let's choose another font and underline it. And notice I changed the text positioning to the center. Okay, center the text. Notice how I used the different options in Microsoft Word to create a title for this document. Okay, like so. Do you have any questions?
No, sir, it's clear.
No.
Yes.
No.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So, moving on to the Insert tab. Let's say, for example, I want to insert a picture. We go to the Insert tab and then click on Picture, and we notice here we have two options. We can insert pictures from this device, meaning this computer, or use online pictures. Okay? So let's try and insert a screenshot. Okay? Here is our picture. We can, for example, resize by grabbing any of the corners, preferably the one of the four corners, and resize the picture. We can even grab this little circle and rotate the picture. Okay? We can enlarge it or make it smaller like this. We can even
Sir, there is
grab,
no image.
yes,
There is no image.
no image.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
It's
No,
working
there is,
now.
sir.
Okay, so
It's clear
Yeah.
now. Thank you.
okay,
Only when
So-
you speak, it's soft.
okay. So the image, all of you can see the image.
Yes,
sir,
now,
it's
yes,
clear.
Okay.
Only
so,
now, yeah.
As I said before, we can increase or decrease the size of the image if we grab on one of the corners and drag. Okay? Drag across. We can rotate it by grabbing this little
You can see the
circle
image.
and moving. And we can move it by clicking inside the image and dragging. Okay? Like this. We can move the image. Okay?
We can't see, sir. There is no image.
No image. Just
Yeah.
a second. Just a second.
Okay. Okay, sir.
How about now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so let's redo this part. As I said, if we want to insert an image, we go to the insert tab and then we have different options. Okay, so we can insert pictures. We have two options: either insert pictures from our device locally or use online pictures. Okay, we're gonna choose the first option and select an image. For example, let's select this image and let's make it a little bit smaller by grabbing a corner, one of the corners of the image, and dragging it. Okay, we can also, as I said before, we can click or grab this little circle at the top and rotate the image. Okay, as we can reposition the image itself by clicking inside the image and dragging the image itself. Okay, for example, here we have repositioned the entire image over the text. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir, it's clear, but we cannot see it.
Again, so we'll just have to redo this part in the next session when we talk about the insert tab.
Excuse me,
okay?
sir.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir. If you could use two accounts, one for explaining and the other one for sharing the screen, it would be really helpful and we all can see.
I think it's a connection problem. It's not an account problem, okay? So the problem
Okay,
is
sir, no problem.
with the connection, I think. So
Mm-hmm.
next time
Got
we're
it.
gonna redo the insert tab from top to bottom, okay? If you
Okay, sir.
guys have any
Okay, sir.
questions, feel free to ask. If not, I will.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, I have a word in my PC, but the option you said about having two options to upload online pictures or pictures that already exist in the
Yeah.
computer, I don't have this option actually.
So
I just have
there are differences between the different versions of Microsoft Word. For example, the one I have installed on my PC is the 2021 version. Okay, you maybe have an
Mhm.
older version. In older versions, the
Yes,
two
mine is
options
user, yeah.
are split. Okay, the two options are split. When you click
Mhm.
on pictures, it only gives you the option to insert pictures from your device, but
Mhm.
you still have you should still have the option to insert online pictures, but as a separate options. Okay, as a separate option, not the under the pictures submenu. Okay,
Um,
like I have here.
yes, yes. Mhm.
If you search
Thank you
for it
so much,
in
sir.
the insert tab, you will find online pictures. Okay, you will find
Where?
online pictures written as a separate option to pictures.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
So any more
Okay, thank you
questions?
so much.
No problem. Do you have any more questions? None of you have any more questions. Okay, so I will first stop the recording of this session